Hello, this is Professor Kim Nelson with the Jewelry Design Department at the Fashion Institute of Technology, doing a tutorial for JD 139, specifically our project for doing the technical study for a transparent or glass tapered band ring. Okay, I'll be doing this in Painter because it's the only way I can record it for you. I have a file set up here. Complete with your grid. Now what you will do, class, is you will print out this template and then you will use your own graph paper to put over the top of it, and then you will draw on your graph paper. Okay? But I'm in a digital environment here. First thing you want to do is make sure that you position this in an intelligent way for your grid. And that would be to have it centered up on one of your grid lines. Okay? Somewhere over to the left. Now, the first thing you'll notice when you print this out is that it's big. I did that on purpose. This is a 3:1 scale drawing. See how I've lined up the vertical center line here? And I'm going to line up the horizontal center line as well, so that when I'm done, when I'm right here in the middle, I could draw a line straight through these two areas. Okay? So, you need to position that first. Now, you will want to, and this is unfortunate, actually, you know what? I will correct it here, and then it will show up in your file. Going to move, well, actually it won't help, because my grid is not the same as yours. You need to be able to center both of these on a grid line, so you're going to want to trace this drawing, both of these views, onto your graph pad, and you'll shift your printout accordingly so that it's lined up as well. We needed a little more space here anyway, and I will show you why that is momentarily. Okay, so there, that's in a position where I can start to work. What I'm going to draw is a band ring, tapered, very simple, and I'm going to do it using a technical study technique where I'm not using a lot of tools. I will use my ruler and I will use my graph pad. Okay, I'm going to decide where I want my center line to be on my side view, the middle of it, and I'm going to go out about this far. Okay, and I'm going to draw a center line right there. But I'm going to go ahead and use my ruler, and I'm going to draw it all the way up past the top view. And I'm going to pull it all the way down past the front view. Okay, and that gives me my center line for my side view. The next thing that we have to do is draw a miter line. Okay, the idea is be able to carry information over from this view into this view. And the way we do that in drafting and technical drawing is with the use of a miter line. The main thing that you need for a miter line is you need to have two lines that represent the same thing in both views. Say that again. Two lines, each representing the same thing in both views. So I have here a center line. And I have here a center line. It could be a little confusing because I actually have two. I have one here. Why am I not using this one? I mean, this runs the same direction. It seems to make more sense because this one relates to the front view. It's already in position above the front view. Okay? Okay? This is a midline. Okay? So midline, we already have that showing in two views. Now we have the center line for the top view and the side view. So we needed that to do our miter line. To draw the miter line, you're going to do a 45-degree angle right where these two lines intersect, which is why I drew that side view center line a long ways up, right there. Okay, we're going to draw a line at 45 degrees that cuts through there. And with our graph pad, that's easy because you just go from corner to corner. Okay, challenge is we need it to be long. Okay, so we need to lay our ruler down and carefully come out past our top view in both directions from that center line. And we want that ruler to pass right through that center line. Okay? Going at a 45. All right? The rest of this, for the purposes of our technical study, we're going to do freehand, okay? But we did want to have this in case we needed it. So we're pretty much done with rulers now, unless you want to use a ruler. First thing I need to do is know how tall my side view is. My side view is the same height as my front view. So this line is a good representation of the top of my ring. And this, see how it's just a little bit up from the grid? That's a pretty good indication. Now, the taper itself, I'm going to decide. I'm going to decide what I think looks nice. Okay? I am going to use my ruler again. Come out here about as wide as I want it. Now, here's the thing. I kind of like the width here for the middle, so I think I'll keep it. So I want to know how wide that is. So I'm going to draw it. Kind of over to here. It's a little bit crooked, but it's about right. And then bring it down to there. Okay. If I have this same basic relationship, this distance, here to here, is the same wrapping around this corner, 90 degrees, here to here, I'm good. that is the top. And I can actually count that over on the other side. It's 2 boxes plus a little bit. I want to be careful about that little bit. I want to, even if my pencil line isn't great, I want to understand myself that it's that distance, and I want to keep that in mind. So that's a little bit too skinny on top. That's better. And I think I'll make it just 2 squares at the bottom. You can pick whatever dimension you want for yours. Make it something that's attractive and reasonable. Same thing from here. About the same distance. Okay. Great. If I wanted to clean this up, I could use my ruler to straighten those lines up, but I don't want to. Like I said, the idea behind this is that it's a sketch. I will tidy that up a little bit. Okay, so there's a basic side view. Here's the thing, though. I want to do a dome kind of a band. And this is kind of low in the front for what I want. I want it to be a little higher. That's going to change this over here. So I made a little bit of a mistake. It's okay. It was on purpose. I want to show you how to use this graph pad. So I'm going to come up a little bit. Oh, let's do half a box. You can do it to proportion with your own. And I'm going to sketch that around. And clean it up a little bit. Okay. That's good enough. Now, I want to do this on the other side. The graph pad allows me to be symmetrical. I can make little dots on the graph that match what I have. If I have little areas where it ticks off a corner, I can actually draw that. It's about the middle. And this fleshes out right here. About like that. So now I can just connect the dots. And I'm looking here, and I'm looking here to see if I shave those boxes about equally. Okay. Clean it up. Okay. It isn't the most beautiful ring in the world, but it'll do. And using that graph pad did make it easier for me to get a predictable result on both sides. Okay, good enough. So I'm going to now carry that revised height over. Easy to do. It's half a box. I know that this sticks out about that far. I know that this sticks out about that far. Okay? So I can draw with my ruler if I'd like. A revised curve. These actually are a little too narrow. Remember, I want to keep that thickness. See how useful the grid is. I want that thickness. I don't have it here on either side. I got timid trying to work with the original line there and ruined it. So pull out my eraser. And erase. And try again. Starting at 2 boxes wide. Give myself some width this time. Oh. That's better. A little asymmetrical at the bottom, but that's fine for what we're doing. Okay, so there, I've drawn top, front, and side. The top view is just our template from last week. At least it is right here. It's the rest of this top view that is going to be this exercise. So we have to draw that top view, and we don't know what it looks like. We know what the front looks like. We know what the side looks like, but we don't know the top. We're going to draw a cross section. And to make it a little clearer, I'm going to draw it in red in the side view. I want this section right here. This straight line. Okay? I know what that looks like here. In the front, it's right there. Okay? In both of these, you can't see the actual cross section. If you picture this ring in your hand and you're looking at it from the front, what this looks like is just a straight line. From the side, what it looks like is just a straight line. The only place you could actually see that cross section is in the top view. I'll draw the top view cross sections in blue. Okay? I need to carry some information around to get that. I'm going to take this distance straight up. Okay? Till it hits that miter line. I'm 2/3 of the way through a box. I'm going to say there. I'm going to re-eyeball this distance and see that I have it the same there. And I can go ahead and bring it over to the other side. It's going to land right in the middle of those words. But it's the same idea, okay? I'm going to bring this line over. Remember, it's about 1/3 from this line into that box. So somewhere in there. And I can draw a straight line. I think I'll make this a little lighter. Lay down my ruler. Draw a straight line. Yeah, I'm kind of shaving it close to this grid, but that's okay. Going to do the same thing up here. Actually, it looks like I got that in the wrong place when I was plotting that. Yeah, it should be one square and then a third, so it should go from here. Oh, I got it wrong. My mistake. Sorry, guys. It's important to make the mark with your pencil first. It's one box, and then 2/3 the way down. One box, 2/3 the way down. Now that I have the mark, it's going to be easier for me to draw it. Something like that. Okay? So, I know I've made the width of this, because I know it's this wide at the halfway point. Hold on one second. Okay, sorry for the pause. What we have right now is we have a indication of what this looks like from the front and the side. Now we need to draw it on the top. So we've taken the information we can from the side view. That's this width. From the front view, we have this width. So, going to carry that information up. It's basically the thickness of one block. And on the outside, it'd be right here. And that shows us our first section. Okay, I'll even draw little diagonal lines through it so that it's clear that it's a section that we're drawing. Okay. So there's our first section that we've drawn. We have it front, side, and top. The next section we can draw very easily will be on the side view. Bring our grid back. That is, we have the height, we have the base. The base is right in here. So, if we preserve that distance, and I got it a little crooked, there we go. And we have it on top. And And we have the sides. And that is our next section we have drawn. Okay. Another section we can draw from here would be the bottom section. We can see that we have basically that thickness. And this. Yeah, that didn't go very well. And the last line. And that will draw us this section. Okay. So we have a section here, front, side, top. The top view of this section would be 2 squares wide right here on the bottom. We wouldn't see it because this top section right here would be in our way. Okay, so those are the obvious sections we can draw to get our glass ring. Now we're going to do some less obvious sections. I'm going to draw a straight line, more or less. Getting close to this, perpendicular, meaning coming off relatively 90 degrees from the ring bore. I'm going to draw another one of these, and this one I want fairly close to the bottom. Right here. Once again, roughly perpendicular. Okay? And I'm going to draw sections for these as well. Now, these sections are going to be more of a challenge because in no place are these sections just a straight line except for the front view. In both the top and the side view, they are foreshortened sections. Okay, so carrying the information into the top view, once again I'll make sure that it's wider than the top view needs to be. I want to be able to see this top line. It's going to overlap the other section. I want to be able to see it clearly, so I'm going to use a slightly different color. When you're doing your work, you will have to simply keep track. Okay, so this is all the information I can bring from the front view. From the side view, first I need to draw my section from the side. Having a hard time placing that just right. There, we have that in the side. While I'm here, I'll go ahead and bring it across down here as well. Once again, choosing a different color so that I can see the difference. And I'll actually do the slashing in a different direction as well, so that it's more obvious. That these, even though they're overlapping each other, they are two different sections. Okay? The last stage of this is to bring that information up and around into the top view. Okay? So we will have to bring more than one point. At this point, I'm going to need to stop this because we need to speak in class. So for now, I'm stopping this recording. Thanks for watching.